How we doing,
I thought you'd like that.
How are we doing?
There we go. Look at that. Look at that. I know. Leveling up. No, I just thought we'd do that for a little bit of fun. Apologies for that, guys. Yeah, pretty crazy. Hope you're all doing well. Good to be back. Good to be back. Baby, how are we all doing, everybody? Hope you're having a pretty good morning, afternoon, night, wherever you're at in the world. I hope you're doing pretty well. It's been a pretty crazy day in the world of MMA, and we're going to get all into it in a minute. Appreciate the love, everybody in the chat. It's cool, pretty crazy. Good to be back. What a stream to come back in, right? What the fuck is happening, right? Crazy. I don't know, mate. I mean, we'll get stuck into it in a minute. How are you all doing? Oh, it feels weird. Get my stream legs back in. Yeah, we got some good shit to talk about in terms of content creation stuff, which I wanted to get on. I mentioned in the Discord and on my community post a couple of days ago. Unfortunately, as I say it, this McGregor business getting cancelled, it's all throwing a spanner in the works of what I was actually planning on doing, which I'll explain in a minute. But for now, let's just talk about the immediate news, as the title is saying. McGregor seems to be out, as Errol Helwani is reporting. Pretty crazy, am I right? And now, I've literally just seen about 10 minutes ago, Chimaev's out. His fight against Whittaker, which is disappointing. There we go. We're good. There we go. That was a bit of a killer to the energy. Damn, 23 people in here already. We're good. Yeah, pretty crazy. Rain in Miami? Yeah, it's raining here too, actually, as I say it. Why is your boy Chimaev scared of what? He's not my boy, bro. I don't even like Chimaev that much, bro. I prefer Whittaker. I'm a Whittaker fan. Volk Whittaker is signed. I don't believe that for 1 second. I'm a Whittaker fan. Pawn, what's up, my brother? Bush as well. Ali, good to see you. All of you guys, usual suspects. Good to see you back. Yeah, like the stream. Look, he knows. Ali knows, man. But yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. Honestly, I'm still a bit shaken up by all this news. MMA is crazy. And all right, I'll get stuck into why this is so mental, particularly for me. So I just came back from. Okay, what do you mean Volk is signed? I'm really about to look, and this is about to be bait. What? I just don't. No, I'm not even clicking that. I'm not even. There's a sound button on it, and I don't like it, and I'm not clicking it. I'm just not clicking that. So we're not doing that. We are not doing that. You nearly caught me lacking, because whatever that is, I have my Discord. I have my audio on, so you guys would have been able to hear all of that by accident. Yeah, of course it's bait. I'm familiar with the game, but what I was saying is basically here. I'll give you guys the lowdown for what I was planning on doing. So I'm planning on shifting up in terms of the structure of my content. So members get the videos a week early. I've been discussing with a couple of creators who do that. And I thought it'd be a good idea. So that was originally what I was going to do with the Casuals Guide video. But obviously with this whole news coming out, McGregor looks like he's out. I was like, right, we'll have to push this video forward, because by the time it comes out anyway, McGregor will probably not be fighting. So I need to get the video out done. So I'm going to try and get that by tomorrow, even though I've had barely any time to do it. So I've been sweating all day trying to get this done, and tomorrow. So that will hopefully be out tomorrow. And then for next week's video, it'll be a week gap in between the videos. So I do apologize for that, but it'll just be a one-time thing in terms of the video gap. There'll be an extra week gap between the videos. So apologies for that. But after that, it'll just be still be videos every week, except members will get the previous one a week early, essentially. So that's what I'm planning on doing. So that will be the week after's video. Again, I want to be transparent with you guys. You don't have to do that. You don't have to sign up for that thing, for a membership, if you don't want to. It's just to support the channel. So it gives an extra incentive, essentially. Because obviously I have a membership, but I don't really feel like I'm providing enough. So that's an avenue for me to explore. But again, I want to be transparent with you guys about what I was planning. But obviously, that's going to be moved to next week now, because I'm bringing this Casuals Guide forward. If that makes any sense. Sorry, that was a big load of waffle, but it's hard to explain, especially with all this McGregor news. It was meant to be this week's video, essentially, what I was going to say. So the Casuals Guide was going to come out next week for you guys, but for members, it would have been out tomorrow or Saturday, wherever I would have got it done by. But now it's just going to be out on a normal time for this week, because all this McGregor business is happening. So it's all a load of crazy stuff, trying to get everything scheduled. But again, I want to be as transparent as possible with all of you guys. So I don't want to, it's not something you have to sign up for. It's completely optional. And if you don't, you're still going to get videos every week anyway. So it's a matter of an optional thing if you want to help support the channel. But again, don't feel pressured to do so. But thank you again for the support. That is enough for me anyway. So it's just an optional incentive essentially. But yeah, enough of that waffling. Let's get back onto the MMA news. Who is my source? Just check all over Twitter. Errol Hawani's been reporting the McGregor cancellation. But the Chimaev stuff, I can't actually remember where I read it specifically. So you're gonna have to. You've checked me on that. I will give you that. I'm not actually. Bro, that is not flattering. Straight up. Hell no. There we go. We're back. Jesus. No, we're still frozen. What the fuck? Oh my god. Are we back? I think we're back. Jesus, that is the most unflattering image. There we go. Holy shit, I need to get a new cable for this mic, bro. Well, I look like Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah, I'm on that serial killer sort of vibe. That was the worst frame to be frozen on, straight up. I need to get a new cable for this mic because it's basically disconnecting me and shit with the slightest bit of movement. But yeah, apologies for that. I'm trying here. I need to get a new cable. How's that news? Yeah, what about it, my man? The most I got to him? Yeah, maybe. MMA Joe actually lived in Hollywood for 2 years but moved back to Seattle because of big rent costs. I like what Joey's doing, to be honest. His streams pop, do pretty well. Yeah, fent break, for real. But yeah, so I'm working on that video coming up. I'm gonna it got pushed forward, so the casuals guide's coming out early. It's a good thing I wrote it while I was away on my break. I started writing that. I'm glad I did because it means I could put it out this week instead of next week, like I normally do anyway. Yeah, very confusing, but we're getting it done. Thoughts on this replacement list? Holland, Izzy, Imavov, Usman, Johnny Abrams, Sean. Bro, you got to put some commas in there. I don't know who's fighting who. I mean, I don't know, bro. You're confusing me. No other sources have said it. I can see what I can find. Again, it's reported, but I know Whitaker tweeted about it or posted about it, which is pretty good evidence. Robert Whitaker put on a sort of semi-cryptic Instagram story post, I think it was. So there is that. Who knows, man? Who knows? But yeah, the Hamzat stuff seems to be legit. But I'm not gonna listen. I'm not gonna say 100% is because you can't in this game. But I'm going off what Robert Whitaker has said, and Full Violence have just tweeted about it. They're quite a big account on Twitter. Again, I don't know the sources 100%. Oh, here we go. Sorry. Per this guy, he's an insider for Australian MMA, so obviously a connection to Robert Whitaker. So I'm assuming it's gone somewhere through those sort of message lines, if you will, right? Apparently, Tapura Holloway's in the talks, nothing confirmed. My source is shoddy. You better not be waffling, because I'd like that. Anyone who can place Conor Chandler is O'Malley Marab. Nah, they're keeping that on. Is it out on 305 or 306 they're doing that on? They're going to keep that there. That's on the Sphere card, right? That's not going to get moved. I mean, people who could replace Hamzat. Oh, I mean, I'd do Usman. I'd do the Usman rematch, maybe. But again, that feels bad for Usman. That means that's another short notice fight. And I don't really want to see him go through that. So maybe not. Imavov is too soon. He's literally just fought, a good 4 rounds, wasn't it? So I don't know. Brendan Allen, but he's not a big name. So, bit of a downgrade, right? I don't know. Then again, that's only a fight night. So, who knows? June's going to be the greatest month. I know, man. But that's MMA. That's the fight game. We always have to expect this. Remember when sometimes it goes in our favor. Remember when Oliveira was out 10 days before he fought the lightweight champion Islam Makhachev? Look what happened. We got the Volkanovski rematch, which in hindsight, as a Volk fan, was cursed. But hey, listen, sometimes these things can be good. So who knows? Do you think Zabit can beat Tapura? No way. No way. I mean, obviously he has a chance because it's MMA and he can knock him out. But Zabit has no cardio. No cardio. I'd never understood the champ claims for him because even when he was fighting, I'm assuming you're talking about when he was in his prime fighting regularly, his cardio was crap. He literally negotiated a main event with Calvin Kattar down to 3 rounds because his team knew he couldn't hack it over 5. So I never understood that debate. Damn, if Hamzat is out and if they confirm Conor is out, a very bad month. I think Conor will take place. I don't think it will, my man, Mike. I'm sorry. I had hope it would, but the recent Errol Hawani tweets, and obviously he's going to have good links and good connections. Yeah, it's not looking good, is it? I mean, the reality is we're going to get a replacement versus Chandler. I don't think they're going to cancel the event. It pretty much never happens. We never get that. So hopefully we're going to see a replacement for Chandler. The question is who. So let's have a look at the lightweight rankings right now, right? That's good. Let's give us a good little lay down of where we could look at potential replacements because, I mean, who's available realistically? It's not going to be Gaethje. He's still going to be taking time off. Poirier's retiring, it looks like, and I don't think he will take that fight on short notice anyway against McGregor. Who knows? I mean, against Chandler even. He's already fought, so that won't happen. Gamrot, I don't see it. Dariush is coming off a pretty bad loss. Sarukian won't fight down. You know, I don't see anyone in that lightweight division sticking out to me and saying, yeah, on short notice, they'll be taking that fight. Like, no one's sticking out to me unless you guys have any suggestions, right? So who knows? Hamzat, I don't know. No one knows, but we're hearing through a pretty reputable source who I'm assuming has connections to Whitaker that the fight is off. We'll have to wait and see. It's not 100% confirmed. If you believe Ariel, you know nothing about MMA. I don't know what kind of logic that is. He wouldn't have the reputation as the biggest journalist in the game if he didn't have some sort of connection and reputation to uphold. So I take his word, pretty strongly. So I don't know why you wouldn't believe him. He wouldn't be tweeting these random things to put his reputation on the line if it wasn't true. I think that's crazy. Yes, hit like. Joshua, indeed, my man. 45 people in here. Look at this. Crazy. Well, what love. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much, everybody. If you are new here, videos every Friday, MMA, long-form documentary-style content, and some other things thrown in there. Big plans for the channel. But they come every Friday. We stream 3 times a week. This is my first one in a week, though, because I've been out of the game on a break. But we're back, baby. We're back. Some other cool shit. So if you are new here, don't hesitate. Like and subscribe if you do enjoy what we're doing here. And yeah, it's a pretty fun little thing we got going on in these streams. So welcome aboard if you are new. Who wins, Piotr Jan or Topuria at 145? Raheem. I like that fight, but I'd have to go Topuria, man. I think he's in his prime of his life. Piotr Jan's starting to teeter over the edge of past prime. I don't think there's any shame in admitting that, right? So I'd have to go with Topuria. Obviously, the weight class difference as well. He's Jewish, that's why he's successful. Okay, brother, I'm not getting into that. I can't stand Ariel, but he's rarely wrong, if ever. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I like Ariel personally, but each to their own. But yeah, if you're talking about just the actual just news and sources and all that, he's the guy. You cannot dispute that. I think that's crazy. If anything, you're the casual if you think otherwise. Was last week the best card of the year? No way. What, 302? Are you talking about 302? What the fuck card was it? Honestly, I lose track of everything, my man. If you're talking about 302, then definitely not. That was a pretty shit card. Or are you talking about the Cannonier fight? I don't know. I was holiday. Yeah, it was nice, my man. Good. Enjoyed the sun, even though I'm not built for it. Still did some working, got some writing done. I did the podcast, of course. So, we're still working in some capacity. But now we're back in 100% full flow. But yeah, it was nice. Nice change of pace. Haven't heard of him since his chin appreciation after Jared fight. Who are you talking about there? Oh, Vittori. Yeah, I mean, he fought Delidze. Was that his last fight? He hasn't been in the cage a while. I don't know. Did you say Guru saying he wanted to pay fighters who get robbed and guys who just don't make as much in UFC? I just think there should just be a higher pay in general. I can agree with him on that in some regards, but no one should be paid more because they got robbed, I don't think. I think that's just the nature of the beast, right? I just think the baseline pay, win or lose, should be higher. Chimaev is out indeed, my man. It looks like that is the case. A lot of reports coming out. Whitaker posted about it on Instagram with some semi-cryptic shit. So that looks to be the case. So now we've got 2 cancellations in one day. It looks like, obviously, the UFC haven't announced the McGregor cancellation, but I think they're just scrambling because they don't want that to fall through as much as possible. That seems to be what's happening. But it looks like McGregor's out with an injury and they've done everything they can to keep it together, but it's not happening. So that's a shame. Pete, what's up, my man? Good to see you. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. But if the fight doesn't happen, I would be demanding a full refund. Ariel did just tweet about refunds in a specific state or something like that, so I assume that will be okay. I'd safely assume you'd be able to get your money back. I think that would be pretty harsh if you couldn't. 50 people in this motherfucker. Leo up right now. We're up, baby. We're up. Listen, I'm on the news. We're straight on it. We're straight on it. That's partly why, but I appreciate all the new faces in here. So thank you, everybody, and old as well, of course. Robbers, according to Guru, is called robberies and guys who got 30-27. Well, I mean, anyone can get robbed. I just think people... I will say, in terms of just the term robbery, I think people do just overuse it straight up. I don't think you can dispute that. People just call robbery at fights, which just are close fights. I always say that. Like if you can't clearly score it, then it's not a robbery. If the fights are close, but the grounds are clear and it goes the wrong way, then it's a robbery. You know, that can be classed as a robbery. 100% confirmed with Chimaev. Was so excited. There's nothing. UFC haven't announced anything, but again, then the UFC never breaks stuff first. It's always the journos who do it. So we'll have to wait and see. But it looks like that's the case. But again, I don't want to sit here and say 100% sure that it's true because it's not. I can't sit and say that. I'm not talking to Whitaker. I'm not talking to Chimaev. Am I? I'm just passing on what I've seen. So again, could be smoke and mirrors. I doubt it. I wouldn't be saying this with as much confidence if it wasn't for Whitaker posting about, you know, saying anytime, any place, you know, and then 20 minutes later, the fight gets, you know, there's an announcement from a journo saying that, you know, the fight's cancelled. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't for that. I've literally trained with McGregor this week. These dudes want attention. I've never trained a day in their life. Fight's still on. Goodbye. I don't really believe that personally, but I'd be happy to be proven wrong. You know, in this case, I hope that's true because I would like the McGregor fight to stay on. Strickland would step in to fight Whitaker. Yeah, I think he would. I actually think he would as well. Was Jones Reyes Robert? Yes, it was. In my opinion, it was. It was a close fight, but it was a clear fight. And that means it's a robbery. If it's close and clear or it's not close and clear for the other guy, then it's a robbery as well. Reyes was clearly won the first 3 rounds for me. Again, it's a matter of opinion though, isn't it? So, you know, you could say otherwise. I don't really give a fuck. What is the reason? We don't know. We don't know. I could only assume it's an injury. That's what it tends to be. Maybe a skin infection, staph or something. I'm just making guesses here. That's just what it usually tends to be. So that would be my guess. Was the Pujar Tomar fight? Was that the one the other week between the two women? I didn't watch it because I was away. I was doing stuff. But no, I heard it was a robbery. There's a lot of claims about it. But again, I can't speak and say it was because I didn't watch the fight. Would you call Imavov QnA a robbery stoppage? That's an interesting one. I mean, I said on the pod, I don't think the stoppage was as bad as people were saying it was in hindsight. I think we always tend to overreact to these sort of things. It was a bad stoppage, but not like the worst I've ever seen. I've seen a lot worse. But at the same time, QnA was done dirty, especially at this point in his career where it's a crucial fight for him. It's kind of a must-win if he wants to get back for a chance at that belt. So yeah, he was done wrong. But I wouldn't say it was as bad of a stoppage objectively as other people were saying. Does it make sense for Rob Whitaker to fight other guys in underwear? What does that even mean, brother? I don't know. I don't think Strickland would step in. He's determined to wait for the title. Yeah, that is also true, actually. But then again, you could also say that goes against his sort of public image, his persona, who he is as this sort of game fella who will fight anybody, right? We're going to have a war. And then jab their head off for 25 minutes. So who knows? Just please be family friendly. My grandkids are watching. Listen, I ain't responsible, my brother. I ain't responsible. I've just realized, just real quick off topic, that intro music I used at the start, I'm probably going to get copyright claim for that. So we bull. We bull. We bull. That's fine. That's fine. It's only on the stream. It's not the end of the world, right? Jared would have been ragdolled 2 minutes later. Yeah, I think he probably would have lost. But that's the game, right? It's the game. Strickland in Saudi would be wild. Actually telling me, brother. I don't know. That would be pretty crazy. I mean, did he fight? Has he fought in Saudi before? Where was 276? That wasn't in Saudi. Yeah, I don't know. Bro keeps ducking me because he knows I'm telling the truth. Did you message? Oh. The fighting business posted Hamzat Whitaker deep dive like 1 minute before Hamzat pulled out. Really? Or did you just drop that now? Oh, mate. I was actually looking at his channel earlier. I don't know. Scrub G, what's up? UFC will never send Strickland to Saudi. He's just too much of a problem, isn't he? Did you see that clip of the PR meeting about him? Doesn't that F up Rob, who trained for a wrestler for a month, only to fight a striker? Yeah, but at the same time, you know, that is, you know, it's not ideal and it's not optimal. But Whitaker can handle himself on the feet, so we'll see. We'll see who it is. You don't think a test came back hot, do you? Ooh, that's a shout, Mark. It could be. I never considered that. I mean, listen, we had Khalil Roundtree get a tainted supplement, quote unquote. We don't know for sure if that's the case or whether he was juicing intentionally. Who knows? Maybe you're right. Maybe I didn't even consider that. My first assumption would be injury, but again, there's been a lot of accusations about steroids across every fighter, so who knows? Who knows, man? It's exciting either way. Now about the Hell Weasel stuff, scroll whether they're up. I don't think it popped up in the chat unless I'm blind. Oh, didn't Harrell say Francis versus Tyson, did it get 10 to 20 million? I don't know, my man. Didn't he say he's done 700k pay-per-view buys? Listen, I'm taking Errol word for it. I'm not debating on whether Errol Helwani is a reputable source because it's just dumb. That's just dumb. Thoughts on Lucas Tracy saying O'Malley beats Taporia? I think that's a stretch. I don't think it's a stretch. I think O'Malley is stylistically difficult for Topuria. Obviously, you've got to consider the size difference, but I don't think it's as bad as anyone says it is. O'Malley's big for bantamweight. He's got a very good weight cut. He's got a very good team around him because he's big for bantamweight and he doesn't seem to struggle too much at making the weight. Obviously, it's obviously difficult for him, but I think he'd look fine at featherweight. Wouldn't look out of place. And the reason I say it would be a tough one for him because that tall, rangy fighter, they're the kind of guys he would struggle against. Same way I think Holloway would do well against him. Same sort of frame, right? That long, thinner frame. And look at Jai Herbert. Similar sort of build. Obviously a weight class up. But he dropped him. Used his range and found that head kick. So they're the openings people are going to find against Ilya. And I don't think it's a stretch. I'd actually probably, call me crazy, I think Sean O'Malley would beat Topuria as well. I actually do think so. So let these use juice, man. I don't think we can afford to do that in this game if we want to hold up any sort of reputation. But, Imavov or Cannonier stepping up versus Robert. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see either of those. I think they bore the shit out of me. Topuria KOs O'Malley to the body. Oof. I mean, yeah, listen. Look what we saw right at the end of the fight at 299. I mean, Marlon Vera, last second of that last round, probably could have won that fight if there was a minute left, which is as crazy to say as it was. How one-sided it was. That one body shot. O'Malley nearly was down and out there, straight up. So we'll see. Breaking news on new opponents. I'm the first to hear about this, so this better be real. You better not be trolling me, my man. Do you think Shavkat beats Dricus at 185? Ooh, that's a good shout, Raheem. I don't know. Honestly, you don't know with the Dricus fight. You do not know. I think it's a tough one for him. I do. I think it's a tough one. It's harder. It's a harder fight for Dricus than Leon is. If that makes sense. I think Leon beats Shavkat, but I think Shavkat could probably beat Dricus. I'd say that. Who do you think is the next pay-per-view star in the UFC? Thought it'd be Hamzat. His hype is dying. That's the game, man. I know I've said it a million times today already, but I mean, O'Malley really is a couple of fights from being springboarded if he isn't already there. Very close. Piss off how you've been ignoring my comments the whole stream. Baited you. I mean, half of them haven't been coming up, my man. I haven't seen it. I know why Chimaev pulled out. He hurt his pussy. Brilliant. That better not get me demonetized for that word, but I mean, I don't know. But that's the only one I've seen. So if you said anything else, it hasn't popped up. Let me tell you something. Would I pee a grape or poo a pineapple? Oh, mate. Oh, I definitely do the pineapple. 100%. When you think about it logically, I think eventually you get it out there, right? This is what the stream's about right now. That's the kind of questions. I could see Shavkat KOing Dricus on the feet and possibly subbing him on the ground, but Dricus is strong. No. I don't think he subs Dricus on the ground. That guy's ground game is seriously underrated. Not just his wrestling, but his submission grappling. Go watch his... forgive me for misplacing the name of the grappling event he did, but he did a quintet, which is a 5v5, and if you win, you stay on. And he submitted every single person on the other team. He is legit grappler. Very good. Crazy that there's no country in Africa that starts with a K. What? I mean, what? Besides, are you trying to bait there? I'm not going to say the name of the country now, just in case. Saudis won't let the event fall apart. They'll reschedule it just like they did with Fury versus Usyk. I mean, that's not down to them, though. I know they're in partnership with the UFC, but it's the UFC's choice to do so. It's not like with boxing, because the Riyadh season in boxing, that whole thing, they are essentially have the say on when the fight happens, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. It's a different type of power balance between the boxing and UFC. Or MMA, but I'm talking about UFC specifically. How many people do you think are on PEDs in the UFC? I don't know. Probably a lot. I think Nate Diaz said it best. I think people are getting better at hiding it because it's harder to get away with it. But again, people find their way around it, don't they? And they are on steroids. It's true. We've seen it. What you say, Dricus subbed everyone on Quintet Ultra. Holy shit, were they the 5? Who were the 5? I don't know. I just saw a clip. It was a Quintet matchup. I don't know what promotion it was on. I can actually have a look. I talked about it in one of my videos way back when I was talking about the Easy versus Dricus fight. He just submitted everybody. It was versus Gracie Barra, a team out of Gracie Barra. So I think so anyway. Yeah, it's pretty damn good. He's legit. Yeah, he beat the entire Gracie Barra team in a quintet, subbed them all. Pretty crazy. He's very good on the mat. Can you see these nuts? You said it before I'd even said the country. Will the fighters be paid more for fighting in Saudi? I don't think so. I don't think it'll be any different, Ed. I think that's the game. I said it again. That's the game. We should get that's the game counter in here. Gracie. Yeah, no, Gracie Barra, the gym. Not the Gracie family, bro. Not the Gracie family. How does Topuria do at 155? Well, we've seen him against Jai Herbert. He did get dropped by the head kick, but then he got up and laid him out unconscious. I think he'd fare pretty well, though. He's big for featherweight. He's powerful, and that's the big thing. I think he can still put away anyone at that division. So I think he'd do pretty well. I think he'd struggle a bit more to get the belt because it's harder, bigger dudes. It's just the game. Again, that's the game counter. But I think he'd do pretty well. I think he'd do pretty well. Topuria versus Prime Eddie Alvarez. Oh, that would be an absolute barnstormer fight, Raheem. I'd love that. What a fight that would be. Imagine. Oh, it's hard to say who would win as well. Honestly, I could not give you a straight answer. Topuria sleeps Prime Eddie doesn't matter. I don't know, man. Prime Eddie, Underground King, you know, he was an absolute beast in his day. Still is. Eddie Hall versus Two Dwarfs. Yeah, we spoke about that on the podcast. What the fuck is that about? Good Lord. I don't know how you even, like, feel morally okay with doing that as Eddie Hall. Like, that guy's ego. He must be the most insecure man possible. I'm sorry. 100%. Just does not seem like a nice dude. I'm sorry. If you're willing to beat up two... They weren't even dwarves. They were just very small guys. But if you're willing to beat up two little, like... Then less than flyweights, atom weights, you know, just for a quick payday, you know, like, get a grip. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just a bit of a piss take. Crazy. Like, sure, it's hilarious to watch him powerbomb a little dude and then knock him out. But, like, come on. How's that even getting sanctioned, right? Crazy, man. Topuria's better boxing than Eddie. Ooh. Pure boxing. I don't know. He's got more power than Alvarez. I'll fully concede that. Better boxing, I think it's close. It's very close. They're both excellent, and, you know, I don't want to point fingers on who's better because they're both elite fighters in their day. I would say Eddie Alvarez is criminally underrated, actually, in terms of his resume, who he's fought, who he's beat, and what he's done in the sport. Underrated. People don't really give him the respect he deserves because of the McGregor fight, which is a shame. Only, casuals don't, anyway. Topuria versus Prime Roy McDonald. Oof, I'd go Topuria, but again, Rory was a killer as well. I mean, yeah. Great fights, man. Great shout you guys are picking out. Alice Guerrero versus Whittaker. Yeah, I fear for Whittaker if that fight gets made. I hope for his sake it doesn't, because Alice Guerrero is very, very, very good. Tom Aspinall versus Prime Kane. I'll go Tom. Tom is just next level. I think he'd knock him out. I do. I think Tom Aspinall would knock out Prime Kane. Prime Kane was incredible for the time. For the time, he was excellent. He was the equivalent of what Tom is now, in terms of he was just the next evolution of that division at the time. Aspinall has lapped him in terms of ability. You can just see, in my opinion, and I think he'd knock him out. I don't think that, but that's why it's harsh on Kane. I don't want to talk bad on him in terms of his fighting career, because for who he was and the way the sport was at the time, he was the best, and he a killer. No pun intended. Jesus Christ. But I think Aspinall would have his way. I do. Do you think they would even consider bringing either of the fights from 3 or 4 forwards? No way. No, absolutely not. They're two big British stars on a British card. They're not going to move them. No way in hell. It's too soon anyway. Too soon. It's like a month away now. They won't move it forward. No way. Are you saying both the fights or like one individual fighters? I don't know. But either way, I don't think anyone on that main or co-main at 3 or 4 is getting moved. The new Dustin IG post, grateful for the journey. Oh my God, really? I mean, we saw it coming though. He did say, didn't he? What am I having for dinner? I don't even know what that is. I'm not going to say it because I'm scared it's bait. This is what you guys have done to me. I can't even read out some of your sentences. I think I'm just having some chili, getting some protein in there. How long have I been watching MMA? For about 5 years. Sorry, 6 years. Since 2018. 2018 I started. Like, religiously watching in 2018. So before that, I was, obviously I'm watching the McGregor rise and hearing about it, but I was never, like, in tune with this sport until, like, 2018, 2019. So, about then. Last minute pullouts have to be the worst part of the sport. I'm not going to say it. Yeah, it is. It sucks. It does suck. It does suck. But what can you do, man? Listen, you're going to get these injuries. You're going to get rogue things. It sucks as a content creator because it forces me to fuck all my schedule up and tear up the script. I'm about to work double time on getting this video out for tomorrow instead of next week just because of this McGregor debacle, bro. Oh, my God. Gonna eat the British classic haggis for dinner. That's a Scottish classic, my man. I mean, it is British, I suppose, but I'm English, so no, I've never had haggis. Whittaker versus a bald Australian confirmed because they called him Alex Volkanovski or something. Yeah, I would love that. Imagine Whittaker fighting a fucking middleweight. Volkanovski fighting a middleweight. That would be something. But honestly, with all the memes going on, I think it'd be funny. I'm an old father, been watching since Tough One. G, my man. Listen, I think I always say this on streams, and I've said it many times. I think the best thing you can do if you're new to the sport is just educate yourself. Go back, learn the history, watch the old fights, learn all the fighters' stories, all the old names, all the old legends, all the kings, all the goats. Go through and just engross yourself in the sport, and you end up enjoying it way more. That's what I've done. Costa tweeted that he could step in against Whitaker. No one wants to see that fight again. Can't lie. What made you like MMA more than other sports? I'm a football fan first, soccer for the Yanks there. But, you know, I don't know what it is. I just... I wish I could tell you. I think I just watched one pay-per-view or a couple of clips and found out, so I was like, shit, this is so entertaining. And I never really had that relationship with boxing, even though obviously I was much more familiar with boxing before that. And I could never really click with it. But there was just something about MMA that just draws you back in. I think a lot of the content creators at the time as well, MMA on point, obviously I don't watch them anymore, but they're great for getting into the sport. And I was just like, damn, I really started to love this. And I guess you just find yourself staying up every week. And then you're like, shit, I'm obsessed. I guess that's how not too different from how it goes for everybody, you know. British food is surreal, slept on. Yeah, give me a Sunday roast any day, brother. Not my favorite cuisine, but it's good. Mighty Mouse and Garnet at 303 confirmed. I'll jump out my window if that was true. Garnet would tie Mighty Mouse as his power. He probably could. He probably could. How many 10-year-olds beat Jones in a street fight? Hand to hand. I feel like it's not as many as you'd think. 10-year-olds are still they're still 10 years old. I reckon you could throw 30 or 40 at him and he'd probably go down. Just to get relegated next season? I hope not. Shepherd's Pie? Nah, it's all right. It's not my favorite. Cage fighting does something with my monkey brain. Exactly. Listen. When you think back to the ancient Roman times and shit, why do you think the Colosseum was so popular? Because we love fights. We love watching it. Dana White said it as well. It's in our brains. It was psychologically wired to... We're drawn to it. Think about when you're in school and you see some guys scrapping. You want to see what's happening. We're just naturally wired to enjoy it. And people don't want to accept it, but it's true. I think that's definitely part of it. Why don't you watch MMA on point anymore? Because half the shit they talk about or the videos they make, I already know, or I just don't care about, you know? Like, it's surface level stuff, and that's okay. It's just not the kind of stuff I want to watch because I'm already obsessed with the sport, and I don't really consume much MMA content anyway. If I do want to watch MMA videos, I usually watch the cream of the crop, you know? The guys like Patrick Gavia and Mixed Martial Academic and those sort of guys, because they just make elite level content, you know? And that's not to say the other content's not as good. It's just stuff, you know, I already know or I don't really want to hear about. But again, it's a subjective thing. You know, I'm not saying they make bad stuff. I think they do. Blackbeard, it has been a while, my man. It has been a while. Been a week out. Talking channel update. Yeah, again, that's kind of been in the back of my mind right now because I've been trying to deal with all this new scheduling shit. And obviously I took my break and I had to plan ahead on what I was going to do. It's kind of just been on the back burner. And as I said, I want to be transparent with all of you. So when it does happen, I will, of course, say I don't know when. I honestly, I really just need to bite the bullet and do it. That's the reality of it. I'm kind of just beating it around the bush and not doing it for some reason. And it will happen. It will happen. I will promise you that. I think what I'm probably going to do is the idea of doing 2 videos a week right now is a little bit too difficult for me. But that, you know, obviously we'll plan ahead for that in the future. But I think what I might do is bring it down to 1 a week and then just designate a day of my week, my working week, to focus on it so I can get that done. It's just a matter of fitting it in, right? So that will probably be the way I'm going to do about it. 3 most overrated fights in UFC: Aspinall, Edwards, Paddy. Paddy's not overrated. I don't think people think Paddy's championship caliber, so he's not overrated. He's popular, but he's not overrated. Aspinall and Edwards aren't overrated. You've got 2 champions there. One of them's got 2 title defenses, likely to be 3 in a month's time, and has beaten, you know, 2 of the division's best fighters over the last few years in his title defenses. So I don't think how you can sit here and say he's overrated. Aspinall, I completely disagree as well. I think if you watch how he fights compared to other heavyweights, I don't know how you can sit here and say any of them beat him, like, convincingly. I really don't. Obviously, it's heavyweight, so people can just get knocked out. That is how it is. But no, they're not. None of those guys are overrated. Opinions on the fight or flight response in individuals, genetic or random? Damn, that's a fucking deep one, eh? I don't know. I'm not a scientist or a psychologist or whatever the fuck. I think it's... I don't know. Maybe it's genetic. Maybe it is. I don't know. Aston Leon overrated as... No, they're not, man. But I'm not listening. I've said my piece on that. I've said my piece on that. If you're in a locked classroom, how many 10-year-olds could you take on? Probably not that many. Like, I'm not a trained killer. And I'm, there's 10-year-olds, they're 10 years old. They're not toddlers. Do you know what I mean? Eventually, they just like swarm you and drag you down like quicksand because there's so many of them. Why is his name Paddy if he isn't Irish? I think, well, he's Scouse, right? And I know a lot of the Irish emigrated to Liverpool, if I'm not mistaken. So I'd probably say that's why. He's just baiting you, calling them overrated. Yeah, I know. I'm just entertaining it. James British fighters to piss you off. Well, I don't think any of them are overrated. It's not pissing me off. I just disagree, innit? I'm not going to get mad about it. None of those fighters are British. You what? How are they not? You'd have to answer this if it's too personal, but he's doing YouTube enough to make a decent living. I want to know the stats before I spend the money and time on equipment. I didn't know you were planning on jumping into content creation. Well, I mean, I could sit here and say it isn't, or I could sit here and say it is, because millions of people have made it a viable career path. So obviously the answer is yes, it can be. Right now, it's not far off. It's not yet, but it's it's getting there. And again, I've only been doing the channel a year and a half, so this was always part of the plan. I don't expect immediate returns on anything. I never did from the get. But I'm happy to be fully transparent with you. So the last 28 days, as I said, I want to be transparent with you because of everything. So the last 28 days, I've earned just under £2,000 from ad revenue. Obviously, if you can get some sponsorships thrown in there, it's going to be more. But again, it's getting there. It's pretty much not far off a starting salary. But again, some months are lower, some months are higher. So you never really know what you're going to get. I'm not at that point where it's consistent enough. So I can't sit here and say yes, for me personally. But is it possible? Yes, it is possible. And that's the stage I want to be at, where I can comfortably say I'm good. I don't have to worry too much. And the revenue gets safe. But yeah, I want to be transparent with you. So that is how much I'm earning, give or take. But but no, I ain't rich, brother. I ain't rich. Again, most of the money goes back into the content creation anyway. So, I always appreciate content. Quality and informative, killer narration and storytelling. Hank, I always appreciate the love from you, my man. Thank you. I thank you so much. Yeah, I mean that's what I pride myself on the most. So, thank you. Teeth check. Show shit. Them English teeth. No, bro. I don't care. My teeth are fine, but I ain't a little clapping seal for you. All right. I forgot to mention congrats on the headphone sponsor. Oh, yeah, thank you. No, listen, it wasn't anything like crazy, but listen, don't get too caught up in the fact that I'm earning serious money. Listen, it's decent. It's good. I'm happy, man. Read my last question, please, Leo. I didn't see it, my man. Sorry. How do you feel about the pound-for-pound criteria? I think it should depend on other pound-for-pound fighters you fought and activity in the last 3 years. It's all on activity for me. Dana White rightfully caught a lot of flack on what he said about John Jones being the GOAT or the pound-for-pound number one. It should be Makhachev. It should be based on activity and legacy. It's a combination of both. I'm okay with having Jones on a spot on that list because of what he's done. Do I think he deserves to be anywhere near number one? Absolutely not. How do you feel about being placed in the history section on YouTube? I'm sure that... Are you sure that didn't just pop up for you because it's you? I mean, how do I... I'm looking for that now. I don't know how I even look at that. I'm generally curious. It probably won't show up for me, or it will very quickly because it's my own video. I'm just looking now. I don't know how I filter it by a sort of... I don't know how you do that. Yeah, I can't... Oh, that's a YouTube video I just clicked on. Yeah, I can't look at it for some reason, so I... Oh, hang on a minute. No, it doesn't come up for me on the Explore tab, so I don't know. But I can't complain, man. I can't complain. Call Tom and Leon over it because I want to see an angry Brit. I ain't angry, my man. I like the guys. They're my favorite fighters, but I ain't going to get angry. You can disagree. Leon is balling, though. That is the truth. That is the truth. Later, guys. All love, my man Pete. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, bro. Every week, man. Thank you. Colby was robbed in his fight versus Leon Scott. You can't sit here and say that with a straight face, can you? Leon's barber lines up the 7th layer of hair. Yeah. No, I wasn't signed in. It was on my TV. It just puts it in different sections. Mad. Yeah, I know it's problems on the YouTube TV. Let me see if I can search it up. Damn. History section. Can I look at that? History. No, that's literally my watch history. I can't. It ain't showing up. That sucks. But oh well. How many babies could you beat up? A lot. They can't do anything. All at once. I mean, they're not going to do anything. They're basically just immobile. So, a lot. I drop kick them. That shit better not get me demonetized, I swear. I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful if I say something too rogue just from in response to what you lot are saying, and I end up dropping some absolutely horrendous behavior. Do you know what I mean? I hope not. I'm trying to find the history section, but I don't think I can't. But yeah, I'm glad that video popped up. I always had to plan for it long term, and I'm glad it's, gradually just been chugging along. It's doing nice, doing nice. Ignore my pound for pound statement because it was too truthful. Current pound for pound should not be based on legacy in the slightest. I mean, I'm okay with that too. The priority is activity and recent. Then again, how far back do you go? Where's the line between okay and not okay, right? So, I don't know. How many Makhachevs could take John Jones? 2 or 3? 2. Two Makhachevs would take out John Jones. 100% it'd be 2. Thoughts on the new Charlie XCX album? Banging question, my man. I actually listened to half of it. I heard it's got really good reviews. I listened to a few, like the first 4 songs. I was really liking what I was hearing, but I need to just find the time to listen to it all in one sitting. So I'm gonna go do it again. Yeah, good shout though. I love some of her stuff. So there's a lot of good collabs, a lot of artists that I like. But yeah, no, it's meant to be really good, isn't it? And I like what I was listening to. What about Conor? Looks like he's not fighting. It seems to be the case, Elias. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Did I hear the new Morgan Wallen? We're not doing this again, bro. I still don't know who this guy is. I mean, I do now, but he's some country singer, right? Or some shit? I don't know. Islam 1, Edwards 2, Jones 3. Jones ain't in number 3. That number 1 and 2 I agree with, though. I completely agree with that. Yo, my camera's out of focus. What is my hair doing as well? Jesus. Yo, what's going on? We're good. We're good. Bro, grew up with the lame jokes. Real. Address the rumors that you paid to see Taylor Swift's feet. I can categorically deny them. Who's number 3? What, the pound for pound list? Oof. You're throwing that on me right now. I mean, you have to put Alex Pereira, I think. I think you have to. It makes sense. Obviously, I know he hasn't defended the light heavyweight belt. Oh, sorry, he has, actually. He's defended it now, hasn't he, against Jamal Hill? He's got to be up there, yeah. And obviously, as a 2-weight champion, I know he lost to Adesanya, but it still holds merit because it wasn't that long ago. I think you have to put him in there, right? And then probably like Sean O'Malley, and then probably Topuria or something like that, or Dricus. I don't know. You got to have the champs up there. I think Leon is a really good champ. I wish he fought more often. I mean, he would have fought earlier last year if it wasn't for who was it he was meant to fight that pulled out or something? Well, he was meant to fight at 300, wasn't he? And that was out of his hands that fight didn't get made. So, I don't think that was really his fault. What's up with Brits overrating British fighters? I'm not overrating them. Well, maybe I am. If you think I am, then that's fine. But I disagree. Chimaev is out of his fight and Conor's not fighting. What is happening? That seems to be the case, Elias, man. I'm sorry to say it. That is the game. Conor called Usman a Maltese head. What would he call me? I don't know. Probably something that I couldn't even think of because it's Conor McGregor. Yeah, exactly. He's always saying something mental, man. You never know. I don't know. Who knows what the hell Conor's on about these days? I mean, I'm not going to hold my hopes up for that fight even getting happening at this point because it seems like another Tony Ferguson versus Khabib Nurmagomedov situation. That seems to be where we're heading with that fight. So it sucks, man. It sucks. Good to see someone screen capped that picture of me when the camera was frozen earlier. So thanks for that. That's in the Discord, by the way. All the new people in here, if you aren't in the Discord, I always have to plug it. We got to plug it every stream. You know how we do it. Here you go, everybody. Join the Discord. We chat about random shit around MMA and other stuff. If you aren't in there, you do glaze Brit fighters. To be fair, you have the right at this point in time. Exactly. I mean, of course, I can back him. Listen, he's the welterweight champion of the world, and he's got 2 title defenses. He's the pound for pound number 2. So, what do you want me to say? Do you know what I mean? Gary MVP pay-per-view main event? Nah. It's a great fight, though. I'm really excited for that one. Very excited. Pound for pound should be based on last calendar year. I think you give it 2 years. Stuff moves so quick in this game. Mate, the fight is happening. You what? According to who? I don't believe you unless you provide a source. Let's mourn for our brothers who bought tickets. Listen. No, honestly, that's their own fault. I'm sorry. If you're paying that amount of money to watch a McGregor fight, wow. Okay, Errol Harani's just tweeted, barring any crazy setbacks, which I don't anticipate at the moment, the hope from all involved is for this 303 saga to end today, tomorrow latest, but pushing for today. So I'm assuming we're going to get a fight announcement probably in the next couple of hours, I reckon. I mean, or this evening maybe. I mean, it's evening for me, but I'm talking about evening in America. So, mad. We'll find out. Listen, regardless of what happens with it, I am going to put the casuals guide out tomorrow. I hope for my sake that announcement comes out tomorrow because my video is going to be outdated pretty quickly. I do apologize for that. A lot of that video, the casuals guide video, is about McGregor. Of course it would be. I already wrote it and started recording it, and I was already halfway through the edit. So I do apologize for that. So it's going to be out of date pretty much straight away, which sucks. But I can't do anything about that. It's out of my hands. So I hope you guys can enjoy it anyway, as much as you can. But we'll see. If this fight happens, you got to make a video on whatever my comment on the stream after 303. No, because there's nothing in it for me. Send Hamzat to PFL. No. Bro, got the guru cut? No, I don't, man. I've actually got the mullet, but my fringe, one of my fringes is looking like shit today. And two, I'm wearing the headphones, so you can't actually see it properly. Look, if I take them off, you'll see. You see the game. There we go. Headphones are blocking it. We're looking good. We're looking good. Fringes looks like shit, though, I have to say, right now. Got to get new shampoo. It's looking like shit. Holy fuck. I care too much about my hair. It's one of the few things I value. Damn, we're on the cliff of some very hard exams next week, and I was relying on those fights to keep me sane. I feel you. Hey, listen, I don't know if you play games much, but Elden Ring expansion's come out. The Boys' new season is out. First few episodes, I've been watching that today. Nice watch. It's a... What is it? It's a Tisso. Of course I know that. It's a Tisso, chronograph Tisso. It's a lovely watch. Nothing too crazy. In terms of like price, there's definitely not far from a Rolex. I don't think I'd ever spend that amount of money on a watch, but it has a lot of sentimental value to me. So, but thank you, I appreciate that. Do you think Arab Dana's banging Ariel with false info? No, I assume the info Ariel's got is from other people working in the UFC and probably McGregor camps and Chandler camps. I could only assume. Someone said you look like Logan Paul with glasses. I wouldn't let that slide. I didn't see no one say that. Whatever. Anyone tell you look like Jeffrey Dahmer? Yeah, someone did actually. Thank you. It's a vibe, my man. You like Jeffrey Dahmer if he didn't eat his victims, a thinner version? Bro, Jeffrey Dahmer is spindly as fuck. What do you mean? That's an insult. Anyone tell you look like Cormier? Yeah, I get that a lot. Someone called me that in the street the other day, actually. Gear Protect Philippe with that YouTube money. Nah, I'm saving my money, man. Listen, I'm trying to move out. I'm saving my money. Anything that pretty much anything I do spend my money on either goes on food, travel, or stuff for the channel. So like subscriptions, equipment, all that jazz. I don't really spend too much money on anything else. Jake, mate, looks sexy. I know I do, my man. I know I do. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm waffling. I'm completely waffling. But this is how every stream devolves. Yeah, fuck knows what's going to happen with this McGregor fight, man. I don't know. Prediction for the Euros going home again? I hope so. I hope it comes home. I hope it comes home finally. We came so close last time. But hey, not going to get my hopes up. We look like shit in our recent games. So we'll have to wait and see. It looks like he could beat Ed Sheeran's younger brother that could beat his ass. I would take that. I mean, I definitely say Ed Sheeran's a lot more ginger than I am. This lighting doesn't help me. In real life, it's a lot more like browny blonde. I think it's just because of the lighting. Because I've got a very orange light. It's like ceiling light, which doesn't help. In fact, I think it might have I think my color correction might be on as well. So I might have to, I think it's actually up. Yeah, it's saturated upwards, which also doesn't help. So if I bring that back down, that's a bit more like it. There we go. Rewatched your reaction to Arsenal Paralympics yesterday. Oh my god, don't even watch those streams, man. What the fuck was I doing using a webcam? That is the shittest quality footage ever. Genuinely. That shit looks like it belongs in like the 1930s. It is a good reaction though. I do remember that. Sunak star in MMA. Oh, mate. Star with body's him, I reckon. Sunak ain't built for the fight. I mean, fake judges, nah, I've got a bit of everything in there, A bit of everything in there. I got Poland in the sweepstake. That's his peak, my man. Actually, I mean, it could be worse. Let's be real. But no, they're not great, are they? Yeah, I mean, if I was Sunak star in MMA, I'd pay for that. Hamza out, sir. Joshua, we don't know 100% yet, but from sources, from what Robert Whittaker posted on Instagram story, it looks to be the case. Also, Josh Vanderflower, yeah, I like him. Good fire. Leo faking gingivitis for attention. Yeah, I would definitely do that, wouldn't I? Let's go, Tyra. Yeah, indeed, man. I can't believe that's main eventing, though, which is quite depressing. But, hey, hopefully, listen, the grass is always greener on the other side. We're going to get some good fights soon, I'm sure. Crazy Al Perez is fighting already. Love it. A good fight. Yeah, I'm glad he's active again. Address those rumors that half your monthly income goes into that and that. I don't want to say them just in case. Also, not true. I'm not really a drug user. So, just generally, I don't fuck with it. Redeem what? Is this going to be bait or some shit? That's what Dana's salary goes to. Yeah, that is true. That is very true. So doesn't Chinese dude come to the UFC? Who, bro? I don't know. Oh no. I spoke this on the podcast. I can't remember his name. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know too much about him. Will gave me the lowdown. He seems to have a lot of hype around him. They're looking at Pyotr Yan matchup or Song Yadong. Someone mentioned in the Discord Song Yadong. Forgive me for misplacing the name of who suggested that. But that's a great fight. I would love to see that. Oliveira stops Arman in the rematch. He won rounds 1 of 3. I had that. It was a very close fight. Honestly, I think you could have scored that either way. It depends on what you value more, right? The submission threat or the damage. So, I don't know. It was a very good fight, though. Do not redeem, sir. Redeem what? Why would I redeem? What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Again, I'm probably getting trolled here. I don't know. Creation of the steep stakes could have been worse. Yeah, could have been worse. Way worse. That's not too bad. What's your top 5 best MMA fighters? Right now, I don't know. Aspinall being my number 1. I think he'll go on to be the best in the division's history. Islam Makhachev number 2. Leon Edwards number 3. I'm going more off like recent legacy. But then again, I just put Aspinall number 1, so I guess I'm not. I don't know. I'm waffling, man. I'm shit with just off the cuff shit like that. I don't know. A lot of names you could put in there. Big sad about Chimaev pulling out. Yeah, I mean, I'm more for Whittaker's sake, Aaron, to be honest with you. I wanted Whittaker to get that test. And really, if he won that fight, Whittaker's fighting for the belt, if you ask me. So it's a shame. But we'll see who the replacement is. You never know. Could be more in his favour. Always knew Chimaev was too scared to go 5 rounds with the Reaper from Auckland, New Zealand. He is born in New Zealand, isn't he? I didn't know that. It's also the underrated German MMA prospect. Yeah, that's not getting read out. Sorry, Jack. Because I can just tell you're probably baiting me there. Every time people say start with the thoughts on the underrated, blah, 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 I know what's coming. Oh, sir, do not redeem. Right, I know what that is. Oh, I get it. No, I know what it is now. I realized just as I read your comment, but I don't know who you're referring to. Our dream fight between Shavkat versus Hamzat was never on action. Same issues having as we want as Bo versus Hamzat. Also, you have a great voice. I love your video and meaningful background music score. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Joshua, so much. That means a lot. I'm glad you enjoy them. As I said, I always take pride on just the little things in the production of the video. So I'm glad you take appreciation. That's not even the right phrase, but I'm glad you enjoy them. So thank you. Make that random restaurant with a girl as their logo is so annoying. Which one is that? I don't know. Listen, you guys are throwing shit at me. I don't know. I do not know. Kaya Sakura is Japanese. Yeah, I thought he was Japanese, isn't he? Yeah, I know someone said Chinese. Like, I thought to myself, I was like, swear the guy's Japanese. Yes, but I know he's got a lot of hype around him, hasn't he? In one championship, he's just leaving now, if I'm not mistaken. So big signing for the UFC. It looks to be. Who did he fight? He fought Manel Cup. I know he lost to Manel Cup, right? But no shame in that. And I know his resume is meant to be pretty good, so I'm excited to see him. Listen, we've had good success with something like that in the past in the UFC. Jiri Prochazka was, an import from, I can't remember the promotion, but he was a big deal outside of the UFC. Came in, destroyed Ozdemir, knocked out Reyes, and then was the UFC light heavyweight champion in 3 fights. So it can work in the UFC's favor. Thumbnail for the James Toney video was crispy. Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. Shame the video's not doing too well, but hey, it wasn't my best work. As I said, I had less time to do it. I had to rush it because I was going away. I had to cut a lot of it out. And it just structure-wise, it didn't really come together. And no, I never really felt, even in the edit, it was coming together. I thought the script was okay, but I was like, I'm not sure. But I thought usually sometimes when I feel that way, when I start the edit, it generally comes together by the end. But I didn't really get that vibe when I made it. It's not a bad video by any means, just not as good as my other stuff. Jury was rising. Yeah, that's right. Hottest women's MMA fight? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. Tracy Cortez is probably up there. Was Drickus an import too? I mean, I don't know. I know I think he had a big sort of reputation on the South African circuit, right? I could be wrong. He was quite EFC or KSW. He was at. Is that? Oh no, that's not South African. He was on a South African promotion. I think that was EFC. I think that's South African, right? I could be wrong. Extreme Fighting Championship. Is that yeah, South African, yeah. I know a few of the guys came out of there, right? May I answer my question? Who? I don't know. I didn't see it. The restaurant thing, I don't know. No, I know what the bait is. I know what you're gonna do. It's gonna say when these nuts fit in my mouth or whatever the hell. I'm familiar with the game, son. You're not getting me. Cortez has a weird face. I like weird. James Toney ain't really a well-known topic. Yeah, but that's why I tried to frame it as the boxer, right? Because obviously James, I wasn't gonna put James Toney in the title. Listen, I ain't gonna start talking about women the whole stream. Not in a bad way, but I mean, like, it's just a bit weird saying who's the fittest women's MMA fighter. I can start making my slaw. No. Got it. You nearly got me there. Nearly got me. Slaw on these nuts. Hilarious. Yeah, I'd like to see Bo versus Chimaev, but Chimaev is probably squashing Bo. Really? I disagree. I really disagree with that. I think I think Bo would really give Chimaev a good fight. I don't think it's crazy. I think Bo would give anyone in that division a good fight. He is that good, and we'll see in the next couple of years him climb gradually to that belt, and I do think he'll be champion. Chimaev, I think he actually has a very close fight against. I think he could out cardio him, to be honest with you. Those are my Mouse's new opponent. No. That's terrible, my man. You could do better than that. I was on the Bo hype train, then Brundage made him look average. I disagree. Bo wasn't his best performance, but he still finished him within 2 rounds. If it was any other fighter, you wouldn't be saying anything. Have you been to any live events? Yes, I went to... Oh, Bisping latest down. That was a while ago. Young Leon on that card. Yes, that's true. I went to Aspinall Volkov as my first card, which was obviously fucking incredible. And I'm so glad it was that card that I went to, because it's probably the best fight night ever. I don't think that's even... Maybe I'm biased, but I don't think it's even that crazy to say in terms of just finishes. And, Taporia was fighting on that card, and he knocked out Jai Herbert and Aspinall, obviously. And then I went to 286. Obviously, Leon versus Usman 3, which was great as well. Leah gave me a Lambo and told me I didn't have to return it. Yeah, I know you I know what you're doing. I wish... No, to be honest, Lambo ain't even the car I would even pick, my brother. I'd pick someone else. Can you talk in a normal American accent? I don't know, man. I'm not very good at American accents. It's not my shit. It's not my shit. Can I drop the accent? We know you're American. I'm glad I'm not. I know you're baiting me. Do people forget that Brundage has a wrestling base just like Bo? Yeah, exactly. I mean, listen, he was always going to give Bo a decent challenge defensively, because defensive grappling at a baseline, it can keep you in the game at least for a few minutes. It can keep you in the fight. So, I don't know. Listen, I think people just hold Bo to a tough standard. It makes no sense. What car do I drive? I don't drive, my man. I don't need to drive. I live in London, so I kind of just get the train or walk anywhere. It's not like in America and shit, where I know you're not American, but in America you don't need to drive. But to be honest, I was learning. The reason I would be driving if it wasn't for I was doing it in COVID. I was doing lessons in COVID, and I had to stop, and I just never got around to doing it since, because of uni and all that jazz and other shit. And then I don't need to drive anyway, so at least not at the moment. But yeah, I'm planning on taking lessons again and getting my license. But it's not 100% on my priority list because I don't need to drive. Yeah, it is a pain. 300 the best cut ever. Galaxy has not a bad shout. It was great, wasn't it? I really did enjoy it. Fuck with King Cruel. Not really. I mean, I don't know. Not. I don't. Not like I don't fuck with him. I just don't. Yes, Shan in the Bravo Gay's direction, something like that. What uni did I go to? I did go to Nottingham. I'm not sure I'm gonna bait myself out. I already did. I was in Nottingham. But yeah, I graduated a year ago, man. So I ain't about that there. Nice shadow, bro. Yo, appreciate it, my brother. Thank you. Rough for Dana if Hamzat and Connor are both out. That's the fight game. I said that so many times this stream, but it's true. It sucks. I'm sure Dana White and Co are fucking scrambling to put shit together. That's, but who knows what's going to happen. But listen, as I said earlier, we could get something good out of it. We got the Volkanovski versus Makhachev rematch when Oliveira pulled out. So who knows? Maybe we'll get something better. And to be honest with you, I don't think I'll be the first to say this, but I don't think the Chandler-McGregor matchup was all that exciting anyway. I think there's plenty of better fights you could have made. Obviously, they built it up over time, and that's obviously sort of raised the hype level up over the last year or so. So it will suck for them on a business perspective. But I think objectively as a fight, I think there's better fights in that division you can make. Any fight that's forcibly pushed into the limelight by the UFC is held to a higher standard and under a spotlight. Yeah, completely agree. Look at Sean O'Malley. People were calling him a can crusher. And maybe at the time he was. Maybe he was fighting guys who wasn't on his level. But look what he's gone on and done. People aren't saying that anymore. So they did it as Talbot, again, I agree. Probably less so with him because he's less of a big name, but he'll probably get to there. But Bo Nickel was held to such a stupidly high standard because people think he's some sort of immortal being. He's very good, but he's a human. So what if he doesn't finish a guy in a minute and a half or 30 seconds? You're not going to do that in every fight. No one can do that for their whole career. How do you feel about the new middleweight? Bro, what kind of his bait is that? Yeah, 1.1 million. Bro, I'm a minnow compared to you, my man. But I appreciate the love. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, who else would you say is like has that level of hype? Obviously, Sean O'Malley, Bo Nickel, Hamzat was definitely one of them. Some other stuff. I live an hour away from any big city, so literally everyone knows how to drive and has a big car. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm very well connected, so I don't need to worry too much about that. Brax like he's the second coming of Christ. Who? Bo Nickel? No, I'm saying people act like that. I'm not saying he is. He's legit dude, but he is human. People act like he's the second coming of Christ. If you're talking about Bo Nickel. Or are you talking about the motor video guy? Wish you luck. I don't need to wish you luck for that, bro. Anyway, guys, I'll answer a couple more, then I'm going to jump off, get some food down me, and try and get this edit over the line for tomorrow because, Jesus Christ, I've got a lot to do. But yeah, we're going to roll with it. Bro, more Edwards, who Nickel? Yeah, I think it'd be a tough one for Edwards. I do. I think that's the hardest fight you can make for him right now. I do. I don't think it's even crazy to say that. We'll have to wait and see that. Again, Bo's a big dude, and he's at middleweight, so it's a different ball game. But love you, Leo. I love you too, my man. Thank you. Rose Clark is underrated in looks. Bro, we're not doing this anymore. We ain't doing this anymore. Anyway, guys, yeah, I'm going to head off. I appreciate it. What an awesome stream this has been. Fucking awesome time. So, yeah, stream. We're going to be back on regularly scheduled programming. So, stream on Sunday. Just going to give you the quick lowdown before I jump off. Stream again on Sunday. And then on Tuesday, and we'll just go back to normal cycle. Video, hopefully tomorrow. It might get pushed to Saturday if I don't have the time. And then the video will be out for members on the next Friday. And then for you guys, anyone who doesn't want to subscribe, of course, the week after. But that would just be for 1 week. That 2-week gap just for 1 week, because then it'll be staggered, essentially. So everything will be just as normal. You'll get a video once a week after that, as per. So, again, apologies for that gap. It was just how I wanted to just shift my content. But thank you all. Julio, sorry you're arriving so late, my man. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for being here. And yeah, I will see you. Oh, yeah, podcast Sunday as well. But anyway, I'll see you all soon. Appreciate it for the love. Everybody have a good morning, night, afternoon. See you later. I'm overstaying my welcome. Bye-bye.